Hello and welcome to this new video. So usually anyone studying, for example, cybersecurity, or even anyone who has read even a little about cybersecurity should remember or certainly knows about the attack vector. An attack vector can be, for example, email, right? You receive an email message, perhaps in your inbox with a link that says something like, click here and win, I don't know, maybe $100 million. Or I've actually received this kind of message just a few days ago. And in fact, I get these types of emails all the time. Messages that appear to come from DHL, which are obviously fake, and also from Poste Italiane, which are also quite clearly fake, saying things like, there's a package waiting for you, click here to blah, 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 because what they're really trying to do is steal your personal data, or they're attempting to, how should I put it, install some kind of virus or malware or other malicious software, and so on. One of the attack vectors, in my opinion, that is actually more believable and convincing is SMS, that is text messages sent to your phone. In my view, SMS is the most credible method, because whenever you receive an SMS, you tend to read it almost automatically, without thinking too much about it. What I'm going to show you today is how to send an SMS message while pretending to be someone else. For example, a bank or an insurance company or any other trusted institution. I can, for instance, do something like this. When we post our personal opinions and thoughts on the internet, for example, on platforms such as Google Apps, Amazon, and so on. In some cases, I can see, or rather we can see, your first and last name, or in other online forums, we might see your email address. Clearly, if someone wants to, and with certain techniques and a bit of effort, they can even trace your phone number. Or I can simply go to, Google Images, search for the European CV, and get the phone number from there. Then by doing a bit more research, I can figure out, for example, if you are a Revolut customer, if you are an Amazon customer, or a customer of any other online service or digital platform. This demonstrates how, by piecing together information from various sources, it is possible to build a surprisingly detailed picture of someone's online presence and personal data. And imagination here has no limits. Now, how do you do it? Let's take a look for a moment. So here, whoever registers gets €5 of credit. Now, let's say I want to pretend to be, for example, Revolut. This is a scam that happens to Revolut a lot, and many people fall for it. It's very easy. It doesn't matter whether there's a link in the SMS or not. The Revolut scam is rather elaborate because it also includes call spoofing and so on and so forth, but that's another story. Anyway, you'll find the video on the channel where I show how to make a call pretending to be someone else. So for instance, I am pretending to be Revolut, which is the well-known company that provides cards, but I could actually be impersonating any company at all. Next, I click here on the option for New Campaign SMS, then proceed to the Key Vault section. And here, I am required to enter my phone number, which is this one. Then, I almost forgot. Here is the text, for example, if I pretend to be Revolut, clearly the message. Now, this is a demonstration video, and in no way is it meant to encourage anyone to do anything illegal, but rather the opposite. Always be very careful and cautious, because especially government agencies, banks, and so on will never contact you by email, never by SMS, never. It is important to remember that legitimate organizations will never reach out to you through insecure channels. Always double-check the sender's identity and be cautious with any unexpected messages. BA. Stay safe and protect your personal information. If you see this message and it says it's from Revolut, that it's Revolut, and me personally never believe it. Because it's a scam, and it happens many, many times. And not just with Revolut either. In fact, Revolut is actually very secure because clearly they refund your money. It depends on how the attack took place. That said, let's move on and take a look. So for example, I write, "Hi, this is Revolut. Download the new app right away to protect your account and help ensure your personal information stays secure. Taking this step is important because it helps safeguard your sensitive data from potential risks. When I mention your account, such as your bank account, I'm simply using my imagination here to illustrate the point for this video. The main idea is to highlight how important it is to keep your digital assets safe by staying up to date and taking action to protect yourself online. For example, let's say you encounter a situation where someone uses HTTP instead of HTTPS, which is a less secure protocol. Then, with a shortcut, like for instance, a service called Qt or something similar, I can't remember the exact name right now, but anyway, there are actually tons of different programs and applications out there that let you create a shortcut of a shortcut, making it even easier to disguise the real destination. So for example, I might put HTTPS or HTTP since most people don't really pay close attention to these details, and besides, the message appears to come from Revolut, which is a well-known and trusted company, so it seems as safe as it gets to the average person. And then, for instance, my site.my, for example, in this particular case, when I click on the link, I can end up installing or receiving a malicious application that claims it's installing something legitimate, but instead, what is actually happening is that I'm installing something designed to steal your data, spy on your phone, or perform other harmful actions, and so on and so forth. So I put my site here, and I've already entered my phone number, and then the sender is shown as Revolut. So at this point, we're basically ready to proceed with the next step. We're totally ready. I confirm. Here it says confirm. Did you send SMS text, blah, blah, blah. Validate without SMS test. Here's a summary, and I click send. This is the phone that will receive the SMS. And I received the SMS, and here it is. I'll show you right now. Actually, there are two messages, obviously, because I did a test to see how it works, but here it is. As you can see, you see at the very top, it says Revolut, and then below that, you can see the SMS message itself. Now, you might notice that it appears reversed on the screen, and that's simply because of the way the camera is set up. But anyway, the important thing is that the message comes from Revolut. It's a message that at first glance it seems completely legitimate. So an unsuspecting person, or even someone who is just busy, distracted, or overwhelmed with 1,000 different things to do, well, you might not pay close attention. You might just accept this SMS without thinking too much, and then unfortunately your phone gets infected. Or even worse, I can actually show you something else. In fact, let me tell you about something that happened to me personally, from my own experience, which really highlights how convincing these messages can be and how easy it is to fall for them if you're not careful. One evening, I received a message from Revolut. A text message. Revolut. Immediately after, a call from Revolut. And since I was here at the computer, I don't remember what I was doing. But anyway, I was a bit distracted. I wasn't always on high alert, because even I am not always on high alert. Guys, I don't know how they did it. I really have no idea how they did it, but in a nanosecond, 1,800 euros disappeared from my Revolut card. That's when I realized exactly what had happened. And then the very next day, I went straight to the police station, where I filed an official report. Afterward, I immediately contacted Revolut's customer support to explain the situation in detail, and fortunately Revolut refunded me the money that had been taken. That year, I think it was 2 years ago, or at least before the first lockdown, Revolut responded immediately by taking action, sending alerts through the app to warn other users. It turned into a huge mess because these people really caused a lot of damage, not just to me, but to many others as well. Anyway, I don't know if they ever caught them, but sooner or later they'll catch them. So, with this method, you can send messages to other people, for example, by pretending to be someone else. That's why, whenever you receive SMS messages, you should always be very careful and cautious, because with methods like this, a lot of damage can be done. Thank you for watching this video, and I hope you now realize the risks and understand why cybersecurity is so important, because there are always bad actors who do not sleep day or night, constantly trying to steal your money or your valuable data. Please remember to always stay vigilant and protect yourself online. With that said, I'll say goodbye and see you next time. Bye.